Okay, now hello and welcome back everyone. Today I am Kevin from KevFM. See what I have here is my old power supply essentially, which I used to run the Ryzen 3 2200G on, and it died on me for obvious reasons. So I put an X on this thing so I wouldn't use it. This thing is pretty much rubbish. As you can see from the color of it, it is shit, and look at the sound. Let me hear the sound. So it's pretty rubbish, super thin, and it's an Armageddon brand, which is not shocking why it died. It's the same brand as my shit keyboard that I bought for essentially nothing, but I might get for free also, this thing. So this is what I got. There you go, see Armageddon. Oh, I think this is different. No, this is Alcaroz, but the logos look so similar that I think they're actually from the same brand. So I'm not sure about that, but they're all rubbish essentially. They're all just a Chinese piece of junk, so don't buy them. Then this thing came with my Alcaroz case, which came with me buying the Ryzen 3 2200G, which I bought because it was cheap and no other reason. So I actually got a 600 watt power supply right now, which is more than enough for what I need to have. And yeah, so essentially this thing is a non 80 plus 225 watt power supply, which obviously why the heck would you want to why the heck would you want a 225 watt power supply with an 80 plus rating? It's like useless. So thing is, this thing, if you calculate it, it's like, let me go calculate stuff. Yeah, so wait, I can calculate right here. Yeah. Oh shit, I just dropped my calculator. Okay, so if you calculate this, let's put the thing away. For example, you have 80 plus rating, yeah, so it's 80% the rated value. So 225 divided by 100 times 80 times 225 divided by 100 times 80 is 180 watts. Now AMD rates the Ryzen 3 2200G with the board, everything. I mean, after I calculated every single thing, yeah, the board, the RAM, the hard disk, the motherboard, my Ryzen 3 should only suck up to 169 watts. This is 180 if it's an 80 plus power supply. People say 72 to 75% efficiency is normal for power supplies. Let me go show you. Yeah, for example, you have 225 divided by 100. For example, the lowest number 72. Yeah, by 72 you get 162, which is slightly under what my system can take its max what you call this thing, max like sucking drawing power. So this thing might not have been the best choice in the start, but this thing's been in the system since 2019, if to what I'm concerned, at least to what I know. And if, for example, you have 5 divided by, for example, this thing's 75% efficient, divide 100 by 75, you'll get 168.75 watts, which is still slightly under what the Ryzen 3 is rated at. So this is obviously not good, but it actually worked enough for me to like use it for a while, like few months, then it died. So it lasted for like 1 year and a few months. Now let me go show you what's inside. So this thing's been sitting around for like more than 1 month, I think, more than 2 months actually, because it's not January. Yeah? So let's open the power supply up. These screws are for the fan, I think, so let me go take the side screws out. Now this should be handled with caution, because obviously these things can still sting you. And shit, there's a fucking QC asshole sticker. Let me go peel this guy off. So if you find these stickers, then either one, like you can bore a hole in them, or two, you can just peel them off and like assume they never were there. So because this thing's dead anyway, I'm just gonna do that. So this is me peeling it off with my nail, and it leaves near 0 mark, to what I'm concerned at least. So see, this is a cheap sticker, obviously. Cheap power supplies, cheap sticker. You can just release this stuff and it'll not even show mark. Then let's see. I mean, some more expensive ones will like say open or something like that on the side. Once you peel it off, this thing doesn't show anything at all. Let me go take a cutter so I can actually slip the thing off. So get this thing and like slowly. So this is essentially also like a tutorial to like how to not void your warranty while also voiding your warranty, because this is obviously not to be taken that easily. So now this is almost perfectly clean. Let's clean the rest up. Nice. Now this is pretty much clean. Let's just scrub the rest off. The main thing is not to like push the screwdriver in, because once you push it in, the sticker will like stick in and it'll never come out. So that's how I do it normally. Then, I mean, preferably don't do this in your warranty period, but if you're out of your warranty period, like this thing obviously is out of its warranty period, just do it because it won't harm you, yeah. Then let's try and continue with these other screws. Once you're done with this, let's find a way to like pry this thing off. Okay, it's prying off. The cables are not going along, I think, yeah. Okay, so then there's another Alcaroz sticker over here, yeah, which I think I can like slit open again. Let's see, let's slit open from this side. So let's first, shit, this sticker hopefully, I better not leave any marks. Oh shit, what kind of fucking sticker is this? Oh, it actually also peels off pretty easily, so you can just clean this up with some gasoline. But I'm just gonna do the whole thing now, so I don't regret it later once I photo this thing for sale or something like that, yeah. I mean, I might not be selling this thing, cause like why the heck would anybody buy one of these broken power supplies, but might as well try in the future, yeah. So this Alcaroz sticker is gone. Now put the sticker remnants away over there, yeah. Now this thing should just slide off. Okay, now this fan has got like this connector, which I think is gonna be able to be unplugged. Let's see, yeah. Unpluggable. Shit. What's this black glue shit? Let's take the stuff off. Shit. Nearly touched the coil. Okay, so cooling fan 0.16 amps. How big is the fan? Let's measure this. The fan is a 12 cm fan, so I think this thing can go in my case. The thing is that I don't have a normal case fan. I have like a 14 cm case fan where I like zip tie it onto my case. Let me just show you if you actually want to see. So the case fan I'm actually using is like some improvised ass shit, which is like that, if you can actually see. Not sure if you can, but there it is. So let's return to the bench with Armageddon, yeah. Okay, I'm with the, what you call this thing, with the what is this? The Alcaroz, yeah. So these things sound so similar that I think they're actually the same manufacturer. So let's see, how the heck can I pull this guy out? This side's so fucking flimsy, man. Like, no wonder it died. There you go, the fan's out, and look how disgusting this fan is. Then for any stuff inside, I don't see anything odd, but there might be some odd stuff. They're flat. So this thing broke in a way that this thing will turn your system on for like 10 minutes, then suddenly turn off no matter what load. So either you're like playing games, you're watching movies, you're typing Word documents, it's gonna die in 10 minutes. So you have 10 minutes to do stuff and shut it off before this thing shuts off. Pretty beefy heatsink. So I wouldn't want to touch that thing with my fingers. I want to touch it with my nail. And so that's why if some of you are thinking like, why the heck do you have such a long thumbnail, like I usually do, that's for like touching electronics without getting zapped. So, thing is, I broke my nail like a few days ago, like by cutting something, and the knife like went in the nail, and so it got sharp and I just had to cut the nail. So now I'm left with only these like short nails. So this is nothing of interest to me, but I think the fan might be of interest because it actually has a normal connector which I can like power off something else. So let me just take the fan out, and more or less this is like the end of like the viewing bit, I think, because all you can see is this, some chung 200 volt 330, what you call this thing, microfarad, 200 volt 330 microfarad. So yeah, it's just repeating itself. Then it's got these like coils and stuff like that. One of them is by, I'm not sure what the heck kind of brand that thing is, but yeah, so these look like Chinese cheap rubbish coils. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they do look like cheap rubbish coils. Look at how the coiling is done, man. It's like so, like, not organized as heck. Look at this. It's like even doubling on top of the other one, see? So, this doesn't seem good at all. I'm actually happy that I took this thing out of the PC, because this thing was actually like jolting by, I don't know, like a few volts. I mean by like 0.7 or 8 volts, like up and down all the time, which is not good, obviously, for your system. And my system is a pretty expensive system if you compare to this thing, so that's why I was like, I'm better off buying a Power X thing off of Korea, and so I did, and I think it's now good enough for me and for the Ryzen 3 also. I can also run some overclocks, like up to 4 GHz at 1600 MHz, I think. So the Ryzen 3 2200G is an APU, and so I ran those clock speeds not like differently, but the APU at 1600 MHz and the CPU at 4000 MHz or 4 GHz. And that thing still ran well at like less than 78 degrees, I think, with nothing else. I mean 79, and less than 75 or 74, I think, with a larger 0.7 amp fan, which is obviously a server fan, and that thing breaks your ears, so just don't use it inside your room. This is smooth enough. I'm probably gonna use this guy, but I'm not sure because I've not cleaned this thing thoroughly also. So let's put everything back together again. Let's see how it goes together. So seems like it just drops in like this, and the bottom bits just slide in like this. So see, so these things have like these lips which go in, but the outer thing will come out, so just like that, see. Pretty simple design, and one I do not like. So let's, oh shit, these are not the correct screws. Why is this flip? Okay. Am I wrong? Might be wrong. Let's put this thing up and push this guy down again. There you go. And okay, this is the correct orientation. So let's take the screws. These are aluminum screws or aluminium screws, and this is how I'm gonna screw it in. Just like that, yeah. Nice. Then let's put the other two screws, and this should be done for the fan extraction and tear down. So this is what's in your rubbish power supplies. Do not buy them if you're buying them on purpose. If you bought them with a Ryzen 3 or something like me, you're okay enough, I think, because you can actually use the system before you buy a power supply. And I actually bought the stuff, I mean everything else in there, yeah, like a B450M and like a Ryzen 3 2200G and some Corsair DDR4 RAM, and also a case, a hard drive cable, nothing else. That thing I bought for like the equivalent of, I mean, and this also I bought for the equivalent of $180, I think, maybe around there, maybe less, But yeah, so that's like cheaper than what a Ryzen 3 would cost me, plus the B450M. The B450M in here is like $100 second hand, and the Ryzen 3 is gonna be like $100 also, so that's like over the price of what I paid for the whole system, which means I got a free RAM and free this and a free case, and a free hard disk cable, which is awesome. And so yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you like it, and I'm gonna be using this fan in a future video of me trying to fan my cheap ass case in the future, hopefully. So thank you and goodbye.